Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video we're going to be talking a little bit about the new feature they're going to be implementing here, which looks to be on the 1.5 anniversary. Now they don't give exact timelines, but they do say that early implementation of two major features is going to be getting added, and the one that I specifically want to talk about with this video is going to be the independent training. Something that was recently added in the JP version. And the reason we think it's, or based on the wording of it, that it's going to be the independent training versus the auto training, because I know there might be some confusion around that, is how they state that it automatically makes progress in the background in real time, versus auto, where you open the game, start a career, and it'll auto play the career, and you can stop it at any time and then continue the career yourself. This is just an algorithm that runs an entire career in the background. It takes 50 minutes, and then at the end you get to pick your skills, and then it makes apparent that way. And so basically you have that, and then of course 60 FPS for concerts and 4K resolution here, which is pretty nice. But we're going to showcase this on the JP server as best as I can here. I've got it kind of all set up. I got as close as I can get to a realistic deck, to something you might want to try. There's all kinds of different variations you might want to try to really see what works. But what we've been seeing right now with people who are doing parent runs in Unity Cup, right now is the biggest one, a massive amount of wit cards, like 5 wit, 1 speed, or 6 wit, is getting you those SS ranks. And then the only other thing when it comes to the parent runs is trying to win as many races as you can. I've had quite a lot of success with a 1 speed, 5 wit, and easily getting SS, as well as winning a majority of my races. And so we're going to go ahead and go into the JP version here to kind of show how this independent training works. And so first thing is, we're going to just go right into here. So you start your campaign. So this is how it's going to basically, you'll go into like as if you're starting campaign. Now, I'm going to do it on Unity Cup because I think right now a lot of people's favorite scenario for running their parent runs is Unity, just with how quick it is and easy it is to get that SS. This independent training does work on all scenarios. You can do it on Trackblazer as well. And it should be able to get the wins on the races there. But for those that might be wanting to use this, because I don't feel like this is going to be the best way to make your grandparents and parents, but instead getting as many of the white skills into your parent chain that then manually build out the grandparents and parents. So you can just do these all day long when you don't have time to play it. And then when you do have time to play, you can manually make the good parents. And I'll showcase why this isn't going to be very good for making like your actual dedicated parents, because it is not going to be near as high quality as manual or even the auto, which doesn't sound like we will be getting that right off the bat. So with Unity Cup, we'll just kind of go in there. Using Uma that a lot of people of us, myself included, are using Cap, because the biggest thing we want to get running is dirt rotation. And one thing I actually like about this new background one is this might be the best way to get your dirt rotation started. If you've been doing a lot of manual runs right now, it's taking forever to just try and get lucky on either Cap. Cap's one of the main ones, and El Condor Pasa. They're the two that can basically do all the races except sprints, unless you have sprint sparks. Plus, if you have 1 dirt spark on them, you can get a dirt hit and get all of it for the maximum affinity running all the races. But as you know, when she's A in 6 things, you have a 1 in 6 chance to get that dirt A. And that's what I feel like this is going to be absolutely the best for in your start to your dirt rotation. You'll pick your parents here. Once you get there, you'll build your deck. I'm going to showcase the high wit deck here. Now I do have Rico in here as well to hopefully give it some stamina. I don't know how smart the background is at giving yourself enough stamina to actually be able to win the races like the Kika Show and Tenno Show Spring. So I'm having it bring Rico here, and then I have it going with 5 wit. And hopefully these can get enough. None of these are actually as strong as a deck you may have yourself with like Fine Motion, Nice Nature, another Nakayama, and some of these others. A lot of the big ones we have when we have like multiple SSR decks now, especially with Borrows. So this should give us a good idea with 5 wit. and kind of seeing how well it does at winning. Now this is something we'll have to test and mess around with our current decks in the scenarios, what works best in getting it to work. So we'll just start with this for this test video. Now after you click start, when you have your deck built, you'll see a new option that'll come up here where you can select the independent career. And so this is you just going to manually do a career. This is what we'll have that'll be brand new. Independent career. You can change out your UMA and stuff all here, your parents, your deck you're using. Now the career style, we have balanced, where it's going to balance your stats. You can have it prioritize stamina, or you can have it prioritize, and from what I understand, this is speed and power when it says sprints. I wanted to keep it balanced. There's no option for wit, so I don't know how well this is going to work with a 5 wit deck. I just know it's been the strongest right now in Unity Cup for getting at least SS to get the highest priority on the White Sparks. Because one of the downsides, if you've seen anybody that's talked about this, is this makes very, very low stat Umas. To the point that it's not even getting 600. Like if you have it run Track Blazer, it's struggling to get 600 in like all the stats. It's getting like 600 plus in maybe like 2 or 3 versus all of them like you probably normally were in Track Blazer. And right now in Unity Cup with the 5 wit deck, easily you get enough in wit, speed, and power. Depending, stamina and guts is a little bit harder. Depending on how your bubbles go though, it's even possible to get it on stamina at least. But we're going to see how it does here. Then you can pick your calendar item here. So we'll go in here. We'll load up my parent run deck for Ogre Cap. Now this is actually more advanced than what we're currently doing because it does have some more races on it. So I have this including the new dirt races that we will have added. And when I do parent runs, I'm definitely going to want to run these races when they actually come into existence. So we have the Kawasaki Dirt 2100 here. We have the whatever more dirt there. And normally you can do Champions Cup here, but because you're going through so many races, I moved the Champions Cup down here to try and avoid too many races in a row. Now, there's nothing you can do if you want to get all the races when it comes down to these bottom ones. But this covers everything for like a maximum dirt rotation. And so we got that. So we got our races here. The last part here is adding preferred skills. So this is where you can have it target skill hints off of your support cards or making decisions on your support cards to get those specific things. So for example, playtime's over, I know is a big one. You can have it try and target that. I'm going to put 2 of them on here. Now you can really fine tune this. But I'm going to put playtime's over in Slipstream, and that is because I do have a card that we actually currently have available in Global that has playtime's over in Slipstream. But you can fine-tune this completely with every specific skill you want it to go after. And then at the very end, because it will, once this finishes, it will put you at the end screen as if you just finished a career to make your skill selection and then getting the ultimate parent. Unlike the other auto, where it just auto makes parents, this one does let you pick the skills at the end. It's just that your stats are going to be nowhere near as good as if you ran it manually. So we have everything in here. We have it ready to go. And so independent career, I'll click start. It's going to give me some warnings. I don't know. It's not translated in this. But one of the big things is when you do have this running, it's 50 minutes. It runs for 50 minutes. And during that 50 minutes, you cannot run a career. So this is truly an offline mode. Now you can do anything else in Umamusume, but you won't be able to run a career. So just know that you better have 50 minutes that you can do on something else while this is running in the background. Click OK. And Ogre Cap is going. And boom, she is now running. We have a 50-minute timer down here. So she's doing her training. So while this is going, we can now, if you want to end it and you want to start a career, you can give it up right here. Or you can just kind of go to the home screen Career progressing. So if I go back into it, you can see that right there. If we want to take a look at it here, we can delete it to end it to start a new career. But we have 50 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and take a break here for a little bit, and we'll come back once this 50 minutes is up and take a look at what it has accomplished. All right, so we are back, and it's been over 50 minutes. So this is what will happen after you set up your career. You can come back, open up the game after you've been offline for a little bit. And once that 50 minutes is elapsed, you'll just see this when you log in. So it has finished my Aharu High run, or Unity Cup for us in Global. And then you can just click this and go back into it. It'll load it up in, and your run's done, and you're at the very end. Now, the wit deck, it pulled off wit and speed. We barely got 600 power. Rough skin. Oh, man, she came out beaten to death. She won all the races. Oh, this will be really nice. Actually, I could set this. I didn't even realize it does this. I could set this up for the banners that I'm missing too. But she won all the races, so my abuse run did work. So we got Teo Show, we got JP Classic, Champions Cup, February Stakes, Kawasaki Keenan. So looking good there. Skill points, 2775. Not bad. Yeah, it's definitely not SS. Yeah. That is one of the problems, is this is definitely not an SS. And Wit deck is probably the easiest thing in Unity Cup. Mass amount of Wit cards to get SS, and it could not do it. You need these at least, like this needs to be like 1400 if you want speed to be 1000, or you want 1200 with these all being around 600. I mean, it's definitely not SS, which is the big negative, because as I've said a lot when it comes to parent making, SS gives you those higher quality whites. Now, you can get a good hit on your white sparks without it being SS. Just very unlikely, because you go from, I think, a 50% chance of a 1-star all the way down to 20% chance of 1-star. Or no, is it 10%? I think it goes all the way down to 10% chance of a 1-star. So most of your white sparks end up being 2 stars when it's an SS or higher. But you still can get it. Now, as you can see here, it got a bunch of skills for us. We got all the, I don't even know what this one is. What the heck? That must have come off something there. But we got the Aharu High Guts, got power, we got stamina, we got speed. Oh, it got burn. Did it not get us ignited wit? I don't even know what this one is. Literally the one that I told it to get me. It didn't get me wit? Wow. All right. It got all of them but wit. Perfect. Yeah, this is, like some people, this is just you do a crap ton of runs. It's not going to be, you're going to do way better on manual. This is not, like this is worse than the auto. So it's just like an algorithm that builds it. So we'll just take a bunch of these other skills. Doesn't really matter. It got us the 2 that I told it to get me. It got us Slipstream and Playtime's Over. So we got ourselves Groundwork. I'll just take a bunch of these skills here. I don't even know. Big Eater. I love some of the translations. Instead of Gourmand, it just says Big Eater for the heal. Shifting gears, mile corners. We'll see how close it is to an SS, taking a lot of these 30% here. Oh, we would definitely want that. The non-stop girl. Yeah, I don't know. Man, it's got a lot of the greens. We'll just take all the greens here. Realistically, if you know you're not going to get an SS like this, just take the skills you actually care about. Because as long as you're over, I think, B, the difference between B and lower is really bad, but you should definitely be above B. But it's going to be very hard to get SS. So you just take the skills you want. There's no needing to use a calculator. It's not even close in this situation. We'll just take these ones, pretend they're the ones we want. And then it's just like any other run. You finish it. We do not have this. Sadly, we don't have this. And it's not, barely an S. Barely an S. And that'll be one of the major problems here. Oh, man. But, hey, look, I mean, we got a slipstream, a speed, a stamina, a power. I don't know what the heck this one is. Oh, that's autumn. That's fall runner, I think, or something. I don't even know. That looks like fall runner. And left turns. And actually hit good on these. But as you can see, it's a volume play. We got you do get some 2 stars, so you can get a good hit through this. So it's just law of large numbers. You just keep doing runs, and even if it's not an SS, you can get a good hit. And then you can do your reroll, of course. And this one got us power long. We got ground, and now as you can see, a lot of 1 stars. If we were able to get it to SS, this would not, we'd have a lot more 2s and 3s. But as you can see here, you still get your 2 stars here and there. Power, guts, speed, groundwork. So to me, what this will be very useful for is getting your initial, like, great-great-grandparents. Get your dirt 3s, power 3s, like dirt 3, power 3s, or whatever's, and stack them up. As long as the white is in the chain, it increases your odds of getting it on the follow-up runs when it comes to sparking, and then you manually do your grandparent and parent runs. Then you will be kind of chilling. But as you can see here, not too bad here. I can just do another reroll here. Now, we don't have multiple rerolls, but I'm just going to showcase it here since I can. Let's see what we get another one. Guts. This one got us power and a bunch of other junk. Now it wants me to spend carrots, which I'm not going to do that on my JP account right now. But this is ultimately what it would be good for. And you'll do your rerolls and you just take the best of them. This one's probably the best for this. Long's nice, getting long sparks. Take it and you're good to go. Yeah. One of the things is, you will be blowing a lot of energy doing this, and if you're crazy like me and you're going to be doing a lot of runs, you will go through a lot of carrots very quickly. It costs 10 carrots for 30 TP, and if you're doing this all day, like I kind of plan to do, and you're going to do all your rerolls, that's 20 carrots per run, 50 minutes. So you're basically burning, if you do this all day, we'll just say 16 hours of the day, 16 times 20. You're already burning like 3 pulls a day, pretty much. Well, a little under 3 pulls. So, if you think about that, we'll just round it down to 2 pulls. You're burning 2 pulls a day over the course of a month. That's 60 pulls. So, it's a lot. Yeah. Free-to-plays, it's not going to be all that useful to you. It is really more of a whale thing. Or if you're just not going to be able to play for that day, it'll be able to knock out a run for you. Or you'll be able to use all your TP for the day. But if you're wanting to really take advantage of those carrots, manual play is the best way to go about it. But that's just a kind of a showcase of how it works all the way from start to finish. It's not really the best. Once you have solid great-grandparents yourself, it's probably better to just do manuals because it cannot accomplish SS, and thus the quality goes way down. But it isn't worth doing past rentals. Yeah, and that could be the case too. If you don't have good stuff on your side, then it is also could be a waste of time. But that's going to be pretty much it. Just a quick showcase of how it works. And if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.